The holographic display flickered to life in the pristine chambers of the Galactic Council, casting ethereal blue light across the assembled representatives of 17 different species. High Arbiter Zelthara's 6 eyes focused on the transmission beacon as her tentacled appendages danced across the control interface with practiced precision. The ultimatum was delivered precisely 72 standard hours ago, she announced, her voice carrying the weight of absolute authority that had brought countless worlds to heel. The humans have until this cycle's end to surrender unconditionally. Counselor Vexwrath, whose crystalline exoskeleton refracted the chamber's light into prismatic patterns, leaned forward with obvious satisfaction. Their silence speaks volumes. They understand the futility of resistance. The assembled council murmured in agreement. For 3 millennia, the Galactic Council had maintained order through a simple formula: overwhelming technological superiority, backed by the threat of complete annihilation. No species had ever refused their ultimatums. The mathematics were simple. Surrender meant subjugation and resource extraction, but survival. Refusal meant extinction. Humanity had been observed for the past century as they crawled from their single world to establish colonies on a handful of nearby systems. Their technology remained laughably primitive by galactic standards. Their fastest vessels required months to traverse distances that Council ships covered in days. Their weapons couldn't penetrate even basic Council shielding. They were, by all calculations, irrelevant. Yet they had been chosen for harvest because their world contained rare quantum crystals essential for maintaining the Council's technological edge. The process would be simple: demand surrender, relocate the population to designated colonies, strip mine the planet, and move on to the next target. The communication array chimed softly, indicating an incoming transmission. High Arbiter Zelthara activated the receiver, expecting the standard surrender documents that preceded every successful conquest. Instead, a single human face appeared on the screen, weathered, middle-aged, wearing what appeared to be a simple military uniform. The nameplate read, Admiral Sarah Chen, United Earth Defense Force. "Greetings, High Arbiter," Admiral Chen said, her voice carrying an odd tone that Zelthara couldn't quite identify. Not fear, not desperation, almost apologetic. "We received your ultimatum regarding unconditional surrender." "Then you understand the terms," Zelthara replied, her voice cutting through the chamber's silence. "Submit now, and your species will be granted continued existence under Council protection." Admiral Chen nodded slowly. "We appreciate the generous offer. However, we're going to need to reschedule this meeting." A stunned silence filled the chamber. Counselor Vexwrath's crystalline form actually flickered with confusion. In 3,000 years, no species had ever requested to reschedule their own surrender. "Reschedule?" Zelthara's voice carried dangerous undertones. "You misunderstand the nature of this communication, human. This is not a negotiation. This is a decree." "Oh, I understand perfectly," Admiral Chen replied. And now, her tone became unmistakably apologetic. "It's just that we're currently a bit busy. You see, about 6 months ago, we detected your observation posts monitoring our systems. Naturally, we were curious about your intentions." The High Arbiter felt the first stirring of unease. Their observation posts were cloaked using technology that primitive species shouldn't be able to detect. Admiral Chen continued. "So we did what humans do when we're curious about something. We reverse-engineered it. Your cloaking technology was particularly fascinating. We've made some improvements." The chamber's emergency alerts suddenly blazed to life. Counselor Vexwrath's form shifted to a deep crimson as he accessed the defense network. "Impossible," he whispered. "The perimeter sensors are detecting nothing. Complete sensor blindness across all frequencies." Admiral Chen's expression grew genuinely regretful. "We tried to model our approach on your own methods. Overwhelming technological superiority, backed by the threat of complete annihilation. We learned from the best after all." High Arbiter Zelthara's 6 eyes narrowed as tactical displays began materializing around the chamber. Every single one showed the same impossible reading. 0 contacts detected, yet their most secure facilities were going dark one by one across 17 different worlds. Your quantum crystal mining operations have been discontinued, Admiral Chen reported, with professional courtesy. Your shipyards are currently experiencing unscheduled maintenance. Your homeworlds are under new management. The terrible truth dawned on the assembled council. While they had spent months planning humanity's surrender, the humans had spent those same months systematically dismantling an interstellar empire that had dominated the galaxy for millennia. How? Zelthara whispered. Admiral Chen's expression softened with what might have been sympathy. You made the same mistake every empire makes. You assumed that primitive meant predictable. Yes, our ships were slower. So we built 10,000 for every one of yours. Yes, our weapons were weaker. So we designed them to target your reactors specifically. Yes, our technology was inferior. So we studied yours until we understood it better than you did. She paused, letting the magnitude of their situation sink in. But mostly you misunderstood what makes humans dangerous. It's not our weapons or our ships, it's our complete inability to accept that something can't be done just because someone says it's impossible. The chamber fell into absolute silence. As the implications became clear, Admiral Chen's tone became businesslike. So as I said, we'll need to reschedule this meeting. We're currently reviewing your surrender terms and making some revisions. We'll be in touch within the next 72 hours with our updated proposal. The transmission ended, leaving the former masters of the galaxy staring at a blank screen. In the silence that followed, Counselor Vexrath's crystalline form had faded to a pale, translucent shade of defeat. They want us to surrender to them? High Arbiter Zelthara closed all 6 eyes and felt the weight of 3 millennia of absolute power crumbling around her. Yes, she whispered. And I suspect we're going to accept their terms. After all, the mathematics remained simple. Surrender meant subjugation but survival. Refusal meant extinction. The humans had learned their lessons well.